Hey everybody, CyberKnife here, and I just want to show you a couple of really interesting games, really cool games that I had. Both were in Platoon this weekend, mostly I think Saturday night, so last night. I'm recording this on Sunday. And this is the first game I wanted to say. And it's not, that extraordinary game. It's just one of those games that you just gotta have a good time playing. It's just hilarious. So I'm in a Matilda all Matilda platoon tier 4 and a tier 5, pretty much all tier 5, mostly tier 5 game, and our odds pretty decent. You got a 60% is more like 50-50. Oh man, that was loud. Let me turn that down 1 second. We're not going to want to just sit here and listen to the commander barking every hit and the gunner calling that out. Ooh, yeah, way too high. Sorry, I have this cranked up when I have my music going and everything. It's just a little too obnoxious for when I do videos. My bad. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm not going to make you this thing. I'll speed this up a little bit. But anyway, so we get going and we're heading down river, which is where I like to go. I favor river depending on what I've got going, especially if I've got a quick TD and I can get up to those hulls up there. So anyway, let's not sit here and watch Matilda's crawl and paint dry. We get a decent, not just decent, a really actually a really good AT2 driver that comes along with us. And right about here I realize, well, it's just us in this AT2, and I'm actually pretty jazzed about it because I'm thinking, man, this is going to talk about some DPS. This guy's 6-pounder. So I guess what I do is I always like to get here and spot and see if I can catch a view of anybody that's coming down the lane, and I'm looking down here, and a lot of slower moving tanks, like if that Matilda had come there, he would still be coming around the corner and I might light him. And that's what I usually like to do. If I get in a Hellcat, it works real well. You can zip down there real quickly and catch everybody and get shots into them as they go into the corner here, and then pull forward and then fight them. But anyway, I've pretty quickly realized that I'm not going to catch anything. I'm too late getting there, and so I move up, and Eric Teufelhund is up front, and he immediately bumps into this SU, and I'm just like, okay, man, I'm 3 seconds behind you. Pull back. I don't want him to get eliminated before we can really bring all of our guns to bear. We really try to focus fire when we're using Matildas, and we're basically going to use this AT2 for cover because he's almost impenetrable to all of us. So in chat, and we're all connected on Skype platoon, and we're just calling out targets, who's firing on what, and we're using the I do take a pretty decent hit there. I didn't see who it was from, but I'm calling out, who we're going after. And just look at the Churchill one. Look at his hit points just melt away. AT1 pulls out in front of me. I may have hit him accidentally. I'm not sure. But anyway, look how I'm using his back deck as cover, and I'm using the tank next to me, which is Tanky Bear, as cover, and then Eric's on the corner there, and we're just basically, look at this DPM. This is just insane. Look at this. We're just basically going around the corner, just blasting away. These things don't have a very high alpha. They only have, they do like 55 a shot, but the rate of fire is just insane with these little 2-pounders. And combined with the AT2's impenetrable armor and that nice 6-pounder doing the DPM, he couldn't get we look at this carnage behind us, man. I mean, every one of us walked away from that, and these guys just absolutely devastated. That to me, that was just I had a good and all of us felt the same way. Look at the AT2, he's, yeah, baby. Look how, I'm sorry, my by doing that, I'm gonna have to slow down a second. Well, you can see my game is chugging here. But anyway, so man, I don't know why I'm getting such bad frame rate. Hang on a second, I'm gonna have to pause this. Jeez, that's hilarious. But yeah, so basically that was the long and the short of that. We went around the corner, and I ended up getting up on the plateau there, and basically getting right in here and getting shots all down on that VK and getting good damage there, and I got a shot in or two on the VK and we won it. But pretty much that little just knife fight right there in the corner. That is what I wanted to show you. And let me just show you the end caps real quick if you're interested. Hang on 1 second. Okay, so here we go. These are the end caps for that Matilda game. And nothing really that spectacular. Just one of those really fun games when you can get a game like that where we basically had all this high damage. Well, actually high rate of fire, not high DPS, but a high rate of fire guns, and we were all had a choke point. No one could flank us. That river there, it's kind of like reminded me like the last stand of the 300, kind of like narrow Thermopylae type pass. No one can get around you, and we just brought all four of these rapid fire English guns, that 6 pounder, the 3 2 pounders to bear, and we're just 55 damage. So it's a buzzsaw of death. It really is. The team score looked really great. The AT2 did really a lot of damage for this kind of game. For the amount of hit points on the table, that's a pretty damn large chunk. 2 kills, 770 base EXP for him. Tanky Bear 916, 2 kills, not bad at all. I got 800 something, and look at that, 26 shots fired, 22 hits, 18 pens. Look at this, 34 shots, 24, 17. Let's see. Eric Teufel, 25, 19, 14. Not bad. Look at this. That's a hell of a lot of rounds coming down range at you. So, that was just a really fun game, and I enjoyed that. Now, I think now what I'm going to do is take you into a second game, and this one is a little bit more interesting. This is a tier 10 game that we platooned, but we were unfortunately in tier 8s, in Tiger 2s, and it just kind of, I'm going to jump right into it, but I'm going to show you how you can even be effective even in where you're low tier in a tier 10 game. You don't have to be afraid. You can still majorly contribute. So we're going to jump right into that. Here we go. Okay, so here's this game we get ourselves into. Tier 8s in a tier 10 game, and it's 50-50 even up, and honestly I think our odds are a little less than that because of this Type 61 platoon, number 2 platoon they've got going on with this Object 261. And they've got a lot of really, the T-57, the Waffenträger E-100. Yeah, I'm thinking 50-50 is generous, but we're going to do what we can. We're going to end up going up this line and encountering, I'm going to give it not too much away, but we're going to end up encountering, of course, the Type 61s as expected, tier 9, and they're tough, and they've got artillery backup, but our main plan here for our platoon is to keep our health, to nurse our health, to stay alive until the end of the game, and maybe we can come back and defend cap, maybe we can push to their cap, but right now all we want to do is kind of hang back a little bit, maybe if we can, and support these tier 9s and tier 10s. So anyway, let me kick this into high gear here. I must have had that on pause or something. Gonna blaze up to here where it gets started. Don't worry, this won't get boring. It's actually a pretty cool game. So anyway, Eric takes a little more aggressive line than I would have, and I was kind of warning him against it, but he got early shots that I didn't, so I don't know if that was good or not. But anyway, I've already engaged this Type 61, and I think it's real important that we eliminate these guys because this is the main situation we're going to have. That Waffenträger E-100, can't forget him, but I was waiting for that to happen. So now I'm lit, and you got to remember he does have backup as far as artillery goes, so I'm definitely going to be careful here. But look at Eric, he's getting right up in there. Look at that, that's hilarious. But yeah, he's fully engaged with this guy, and he's kicking some ass too. Look at it, he's putting some shots into that lore. He's fully engaged with the Type 61. He's staying fairly artillery safe. I don't think he takes any shots there. But I end up kind of screwing him over here. Look at me just being Mr. Artillery. Artillery doesn't know where I am. Lumberjack style. But I get a little obsessed with this FCM up on the hill, not really knowing that right now Eric is in the fight of his life over here with this Type 61, and what I should have been doing is sweeping around the corner here to get a shot into the rear or side of this Type 61 that would have brushed him back, thus keeping Eric in the fight. But yeah, I didn't realize that at the time. Actually, I didn't even realize that until I was doing the replay and ran through that and went, "Oh, that wasn't bad, man. That was actually my bad." So that really wasn't Eric's fault. I should have been supporting him there. And he was asking for support, and I said, "Okay, let me take this shot here." And I really didn't realize how urgently he needed it. But here's funny. This is actually pretty funny. I'm going up this hill, thinking, and this is pretty stupid because my gun depression is good, but it's not that good. And there's a lot of stuff up here unknown. And yep, look at this. Well, I see the T-28. I just start to react. He gets a glancing blow. I start to back up, right? Well, this is funny. Eric, now dead, he's watching over and looking at me, and he sees what I don't see, that the T-28 is starting to turn. So he tells me, "Go for it. Go back. Go back." So I go back up, and I get this nice broadside shot into this this T-28 Pro. So that was pretty cool. But anyway, a better player than myself would have already noticed that. Look what's going on down here. You may have been watching this in chat. This in the map. This T-21, or pair of T-21s, are now assaulting into our artillery, and they are, this one, he's gone. Yep, there he goes. And I just now at this point noticed that, our bat chat died, and that's what clued me into, hey, maybe I need to pay attention to the map. And so I turn around and start heading back, and I think I'm getting ready. The bat shed is pinging the map rightfully and saying, "Look at this shit going on." I can't believe this guy lives as long as he does. So I turn around. Now I've got a problem here. We've got this Borsig that is on our flank, and that's a bad customer to have on your flank. And I have to decide right now: do I have time to go after this guy and still make it back here? I doubt, there's no way I'm going to save this artillery, but these guys are going to be capping it, two cap in any second. That'll leave us at, well, like 30 seconds or 45 seconds to get there. I know I have to cover ground. Now he's lit, and I consider it for a second here. I really do. But there's just no way that I have time to go up there, take care of business. So I'm seeing the T-31. I'm trusting that he'll take care of it. I'm not sure what tank he's doing. I think she's going to try to back me up at base here. So anyway, let me kick this into full gear. This is normal speed. So I'm heading for base because I know at any second they're going to kill this artillery and they're going to be capping us out. And we've done a good job on the other side here. I just want to give most of our tier 10s that are winning over here, or look like they could win, they've swept through up the north. We won our side. These guys are about to get help. But none of these guys, look at who is able to deal with this 2 cap with 34 seconds now. It's me, and it's only me and Tanky because we looked at our map a little bit earlier. Probably should have been back already. We could have saved our artillery if we would have been a little more map aware. But right now, I know I'm exposing myself pretty much. This Borsig is over here in this area. Yeah, he's out. Shoot. But look at that. There's nothing I can do. So and I take the first one out. But it's like a shell game. You got to keep your eye on these guys. And then I remember, don't go for him. Go for the other guy. So I lead him, and I uncap the other guy. So thereby completely uncapping them. You don't want to accidentally hit the same guy twice. So right now I'm just basically fully exposing myself to the Borsig and hoping that T-130 is going to deal with that. And Eric's yelling to me, "Get off the hill, man, get off the hill." So I'm pushing ahead a little bit. It's not really an emergency anymore, so I'm getting off. I'm not really skylighting myself anymore, but I really felt like I didn't have time. I really needed to deal with that cap and give somebody time to deal with that. Even if I hadn't been able to do it, the Panther would have made it. So it was just too important for me not to at least reduce a cap by 50%. I knew I could reduce it by 100%. I was willing to take those shots by the Borsig. It was pure RNG that he wasn't able to, take at least half my health away in those shots, but I was actually willing to go for that. And we started a cap a little bit late, and our guys took care of business up here. So, grats to them. Good game. But that just shows you can contribute in a tier 8 tank in a tier 10 game. But not only that, just like I was saying in chat, talking to Eric, it's so true. If the number one advice that you can give to somebody that's new or whatever, if you want to raise your win rate, you want to raise any stat, RTB, return to base. If you ever see that your base is under threat and you can physically make it, if you're a Matilda and you're up here, you're not going to make it. But if you look at the map soon enough, a lot of people in a Tiger 2 would have been up here, not looked at the map and saw the cap start, just said, hey, I can't make it. Well, yeah, you can't make it because you weren't looking at the map and you didn't start coming back early enough, okay? So there, excuses are like assholes, I'm saying? Everybody's got one. You need, if your tank is too slow to get there, then maybe you're not looking at the map soon enough to get yourself there. So pros, return to base, go back to base and help your team out. These guys were doing their job. There's no way you're going to bring this E100 back. It's difficult. That Panther 2 was doing the correct thing coming back, but we were able to let them take care of business, and we took care of what we could take care of. So I was kind of proud of that. So anyway, let me just show you the results of that just real quick. Okay, so anyway, here's the end caps for that game, and got a nice defender medal out of that. Ended up resetting for like 107 base defense points. It's pretty decent, That it really pays to keep track of who you're hitting in cap, and take, you have to realize that each individual tank holds its own cap points. So if you repeatedly hit the same tank over and over, you can only take away his main chunk of points, and then if you shoot him again, you're only going to get one or two because he'll only have accrued a couple more during your reload. So you want to shift your fire to a different tank and maybe take away his chunk of base defense cap points. So that way you're not only helping your team by reducing the cap, instead of just reducing the cap by a half or a third, you're going to take away all of those cap points, and in the process you get yourself a medal. So it really does pay to keep an eye on who's who, and they'll try to confuse you zipping around in cap and all that. It's like a shell game, but just keep your eye on the walnut with the P under it, and that's the one you haven't shot, and then lay into them, you get yourself a medal just about every time. So anyway, as far as team stack up, let me see. This is always Tank Inspector, or World of Tank replays is always a little confusing to me as far as finding your guy. Okay, all right, yeah, that's not bad for a tier 10 game, 2.2k. Eric Teufel, not bad at all. Tanky Bear, decent. We all did pretty well, and then also take a look in when you stack it by XP. Third highest there. Eric, did really great. 600. Anything over 500 is really what I shoot for. I try to get 500. If I hit a 500 XP in a game, I'm happy. Anything over that, good. So anyway, in a tier 10 game, there's only so much, so much you can do, and you want to just be there, support, contribute, and I feel like we really did contribute in that game, not only just by resetting, but in that initial push, getting rid of that really decent, let me see that. The other team, man, they were good. They had a couple of really good. What are those T64s? What were they? But yeah, pretty decent. Let me see. What did I end up? I was real happy too because I had 8 shots, 8 hits, and 8 pens. And in a tier 10 game, man, you can't complain about that. We weren't exactly fighting a lot of tier 10s though. But anyway, it was interesting. Let me see anything I want to say. Oh, the last little part of this segment. This isn't the end. I've got one little last thing. It's kind of a comic little section. New part. I'm going to call this new part Nana Nana Boo Boo, Stick Your Head in Doo Doo. And I know I ripped that off from Tosh.0, but I don't care. It's funny. So hang around for that. And now for our final segment. A new segment I'm calling Nana Nana Boo Boo, Stick Your Head in Doo Doo. Now, this segment is dedicated to my friend here, Huskars, who seems to be a decent player by all accounts, of the So Bad clan, and Husarski, with his M5. He's got the derp, it appears. He's playing just fine, and looks like we've got a winner of a game here. Now, I've had my cannon damaged in a little head-to-head fight there just a minute ago. And so, if you see my gun cannon, it's damaged, and I'm not going to spend 20,000 or probably 10,000 to get this cannon fixed. Now here's the issue at hand. Okay, as you can see, I do have a repair kit available, but we are winning 10-5. Now this Stewart runs up ahead and now has himself put directly between an M8A1, a bishop, and he's between them, and I'm trying to get a shot at it, and I'm not sure exactly what he's doing over there. I can't really see. Looks like he's reloading. I don't know what. So I'm trying to get shots at this guy, and it's kind of difficult, when you have a broken gun. But that's the way it goes. I'm rather just hold back here, wait for the troops to catch up, wait for Artie to drop, and win this thing. We don't need to really rush ahead to win this. We're up 10-5. But regardless, the M5 goes ahead and gets up there, and I'm still working to get shots into this guy. Now, I don't know where he's going or what he's doing, but I'm still working on this bishop. I just reloaded. I'm getting kind of desperate here because, I've got some HP, but not a ton. And there's a worm burner. I put that one RNG not kind to me. I don't let it dial in all the way, and I take the shot hoping it'll hit him. Doesn't, and he just blaps me right in the face, presumably with some HE, because he did a very little damage, but boy did he do some module damage. Hit me right in the front, so there goes my engine. Of course my cannon's still out, and I'm tracked. And then here comes my new friend, Mr. Stewart. He comes back and starts, I guess, giving me a hand here on this good bishop. He's pretty damn decent. Still aimed in on me. I'm still aimed in on him. I get a shot there on him for 119. Everything's going fine as far as I'm concerned, right? But I'm pretty wrecked up, and he hasn't exactly been the best teammate helping me with his bishop here, man. I mean, I just took a lot of extra damage, but hey, no big deal, right? We're winning anyway. We just got a little half-assed M8A1 over there. He's not that good of a player, man. He's not that bad, not that great, but he's obviously in a stock because of the asterisk. So anyway, we go ahead. I think, see, he gets damaged there. The M5 gets damaged. I'm not sure who by, but I finally end up killing the bishop. So now I definitely want to get shots on that M8A1. So my track is finally fixed. My image is broke. So we'll bring her up to full speed, and I immediately begin going after this M8A1. The Steward is now going after this new M8A1. Everything's going fine. You'll see the Martyr's going after the M8A1. The Martyr takes hit. Oh, look at that. Now the Stewart gets blown up. I'm aiming in with my broken ass gun. I'm not going to spend 20k or 10k on a repair kit. I can't just fire off a shot. As we've seen, I can miss it 10 feet. I can damn sure miss it 140 meters. I take that extra second and aim in. I'm sorry that my little friend over here is dead, but, we're winning. No big deal, right? Just a little extra repair cost. No big deal. I can't fire now because my little friend is in the way there. So I go ahead and do the best I can. I put another 108 into him, and then the Martyr finishes the guy off. So we did pretty well there. We finished the guy off. It's unfortunate that the Stewart got killed there, but apparently he felt he was greatly wronged, and he also was under some mistaken thing that he is the only one who shot that. He said he's the only one who shot the M8A1 6 times, and that no one, look at that, he said 6 tanks on the M8A1 and not one of you fires. Not one of us fired on that M8A1. I could have sworn I fired 2 or 3 times, at least 2. I'm pretty sure the Monitor killed him, but okay, little anger management problem there. That's cool, buddy. He seems to be a decent player, but I don't know how decent of a human being the guy is, right? So check this out. I'm sorry that you died, but damn, buddy. I'm telling him I did. I hit the damn thing twice. I fired. I mistakenly say 3, but damn sure hit him twice. I mean, kind of got it on video. I said I hit him 3 times. Look at this, and then. Look, you're not gonna believe this is hilarious, man. This is the kind of stuff just drives me crazy. This guy is sitting there going, "Wrong. I did all the damage. You just sat there." That's what he just said in chat. I wish I could pause that. Where it said it kind of fades in chat if you pause it. But yeah, he just now claims that he's the only one that did any damage to that, and it's like, look, you got to understand sometimes it can be it can make you angry when you feel like people don't back you up, but sometimes it's your fault that you're pushed a little too far ahead and you're a little out too far for your support to be there for you. Sometimes you have to take a little bit of blame for that, and not only that, you have to realize that not everybody is seeing what you're seeing. You're not seeing that hill between me and the M8A1. You're not seeing that I have a damaged engine and I was tracked. And partially that might be also your fault because you didn't hit that bishop or bounce that bishop or got yourself between 2 enemies or maybe outrode your support. I don't know. But all I'm saying is there's no need to be, first, so full of shit saying that nobody hit it but you. I mean, come on, man. We're all sitting here watching, you were killed by that and then we killed it. And no one's just sitting around watching that. So, this is good for a lesson for all of us to take away. We're not always the center of the universe. We don't always see what everybody else sees. We don't know. We're not looking at what they're looking at. Not everybody's the greatest player in the world, and especially in a win, there's no need to be abusive like that. So, to you, sir, in your M5, Mr. What is it, Husarski of So Bad, I say to you, you are the first annual winner of the Nana Nana Boo Boo Stick Your Head in Doo Doo Award for excellence in talking shit in the chat. So thank you and congratulations. Thank you for playing. And to all my buddies that are watching this, Semper Fi, thanks for watching. Consider throwing a like on that or a comment. And hope you enjoyed it. See you on the next one.